Hey guys, Craig Zuckerman with Lori Clark, and we're zlinefitness, and it's our quarantine edition. Yes, because we are all stuck at home for 7 months now, and your kids are at home driving you crazy. But not only that, they're also doing their school from home, just as we are working from home. So we have a video for you today that's going to cover all kinds of ergonomic changes, ways to set up things at home, ways to work at home to prevent pain and poor posture, even using things from just around the house. So you don't need a perfect desk to do this. We've got you covered. Now, if you have smaller kids, grade school kids, we have a whole other video dealing with the same kind of stuff for them because, you know, they're a little bit weird folks. So they need different kind of ergonomic setups. And you can hit the link up here, and it's also down in the description line. But you can subscribe too. That'd be awesome. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, and then you get notified the next time we make some quarantine craziness here. But until then, we see, we're losing. We've been at home too long. Okay, so without further ado, for the rest of us high school kids, college kids, and parents working from home, here's all your pain and posture corrections. Everything I'm about to cover is going to work, not only just for laptops, because not everyone's on a laptop at home, but I want to show you how to set up chairs, whether you have a regular old chair like this, or if you have a nice ergonomic desk chair. We'll pull one of those in and show that too. We're going to cover what to do if you have a desktop, and also little tips if you're kind of working from your bed or on your couch. Now, we do have another video I'll post up here from working on the couch, and also tips for working in bed or sitting in bed, reading and doing other things like that. But this is for home setups of making a little desk setup for you. All right. Now, in addition to what we're about to show here, we also have a book called The Office Effect: Easy Solutions for Work-Related Pain. And the only difference between that book is maybe instead of wearing office clothes, you're just wearing sweatpants. But it covers everything you need to correct your posture and help get out of pain or prevent pain if you are working, which a lot of us are doing now, or for your kids doing the schoolwork while sitting here on a computer. It not only covers the understanding of your body and what's causing the pain in the first place, but we actually show you all the different little things you're doing throughout the day that are causing your pain. And that's what other programs don't do. In addition to that, we have an exercise program that it comes with that you can do in under 10 minutes that'll help give you the strength to sit down and work on a computer all day or correct all those postural problems you're having. So the link for that guy, The Office Effect, is right down below. And today we're just going to show a bunch of little things on how to set your stuff up. So here we go. Looking at a laptop, big problem here is that you're looking down at it, and without an ergonomic chair and setting that up, you're going to have a lot of other pains and problems. Now, let's talk about the chair, because the chair is one of the biggest things. You have to correct your posture, and especially to correct lower back pain, you have to first address the lower back. So one of the things that happens in chairs is we round our lower back. You can kind of see how Lori's kind of round it in her lower back, and what that does, our backs are naturally in a curve, and when we round them for prolonged periods of time, there are discs in our spine and they can swell, and when they swell they push on the nerves, and that gives us lower back pain and sciatica. So we got to bring that curve back into the lower back. So an easy way to do that is a towel. Just rolling up a towel or a small pillow, but a roll-up towel can work too. If you've seen any of our other videos, I love pillows and using pillows. So I thought I'd show you how to use a towel this time. But you get the kind of towel that's right for you. Maybe a hand towel, maybe this, but you want it to be intrusive. You want it to push into your back. If it creates that curve in the lower back, it's going to make the rest of your back curve in a way that allows you to sit up straight, allows gravity to go through the top of the head, through the ear, through the arm, through the hips, and into the ground. And that curve of your spine is like a spring that absorbs that, and it doesn't absorb it the same way when you're in a rounded low back. Now, if you want, you can have another pillow kind of up in this upper back area. I'll just run and grab one because I'm at home and I got plenty of pillows. We got plenty of pillows. All right, so you could throw one of these guys up here too, and then that has a little bit more support to help you out. And this support's good because what you need for many hours of sitting at a desk is to offset gravity's weight. And that's why the support, the cushions help you offset that weight. If you sit up perfectly straight, like if she had none of this here and she sat up straight, she'd look good, but she would just wear down because all those erector spinae muscles and all that are holding that posture would get tired, just like you would get tired if you just held your arms out like this for 6 hours a day. So we want support, we want to offset that weight so she can feel comfortable and work. Now, she has this great eye view in front, but the problem is she's looking down at a computer. Now, every inch her head is forward puts 10 more pounds of pressure on the neck. And throughout the day, it's going to really stress the neck. It's like you're holding a bowling ball out like this. That's what your neck is doing with your head. So we need to adjust this angle. That's one of the big things we need to do here. So one of the very first corrections you can make, grab some books. Grab some books, throw the computer up there, and then when you have it like that, you can see she can still type. Now, carpal tunnel is another big problem here, because if you're typing and you're working with your hands like this, you don't want the angle to be either that way or this way. If you're kind of a pecker, this is going to work and that's going to be fine. That's how you're going to do it. I had a carpal tunnel doctor that I worked with, and she never typed normal. She always did it like this to prevent carpal tunnel. So maybe take that as a tip. But this way, what you're doing is you're allowing the screen to at least have some height to it to prevent it from looking down so much. You can still access your keyboard. All right, my brain left 7 months ago. All right, here we go. Now, what you also want to do is kind of scoot this back a little bit. And the reason for this is if you're working on a table. Because if you're working on a table and you have a chair that has no armrest to support your arms, you're going to need something to rest your arms on. So, because otherwise you tense your shoulders up when you're trying to type to hold your arms up. And now if you have this, she can actually rest her arms on the table. And that's why she scoots it to this back a little bit. Luckily, most dining room tables, kitchen tables are pretty big, so you can really rest your arms on them to be able to type. And you can even get another like small pillow-like thing, or they have those things you can buy that you can rest your wrists on that would help a little bit of this angle. Again, I'm trying to show you what to do with the least amount of stuff, and we'll step it up from there. So if you got this, you can then hopefully move on to the next. Now the next thing would be grabbing a couple more books so that you can stack them up. I would say grab a phone book, but we don't have those anymore. All right, so the higher she can go with this, the better the angle is here so she's not looking down so much. But then you're gonna need an extra keyboard. Now, I would have had this keyboard prepared, but I didn't. But hey, it's sitting right there, so we're all good to go. It's right here. Now, she can type on this, she can rest her arms, and then she still has a better viewing angle of where her monitor is. Now, if you're working on a desktop computer, same thing goes. You want that screen up so you're not looking down at it all the time. A lot of people have their screens like down here, and that's not gonna work. You're gonna strain your neck. So if you have neck pain, check your monitor. Also, how far away it is. The further away it is, the more you're gonna, especially look at us, we both have glasses. We're gonna be trying to look at that. Now, one easy fix, make the typeface on your computer bigger. Make it huge. Nobody's gonna see you're at home. Nobody knows you're blind, so you're gonna be doing just fine with that. But you can also then move the desk, or what am I saying? Move your monitor closer so you can see it better. But see, now she's all like pterodactyl arms. So you gotta work with this to make it work best for you. Just remember the concepts. Have the screen close enough or the lettering on it big enough that you're not straining your neck forward. Also, make sure it is high enough so you're not looking down. This also comes into play if you guys are using your phones, if you're using tablets, or anything like that. You're looking down at them. If you're looking down at them all the time, you're gonna strain your neck. When I have my phone, I have my water bottle, and I just prop my phone up at it if I'm trying to read a bunch of stuff. Do that. Get a book. Get something to prop your phone up, or prop your iPad up, or whatever you're using, your tablet up, so you're not looking straight down and hurting your neck looking at the desk. Got it? All right, back onto this stuff. So one other thing, you see it right here, you can buy these guys, and I'm gonna put a couple of them down in the description. They're little desks and they're adjustable. See, this has little things on the side that when I adjust it and I pull them, I can actually then take this I should be able to, and I can move it up and down and move the angle on it. And these legs then also adjust. So I can actually use this and put the keyboard or the laptop on top of it. I can put my iPad on top of it. I can sit on the couch and have my computer, iPad, or phone on top of it. I can sit in bed and use this thing. It's just multi-talented. Yeah, so you can use it in many different ways. And what's cool, as you do these legs and stretch them out, you can actually make it high enough on your table. So if I wanted to do a little bit of a standing desk for a while, change things up a bit, I can use this to do that. And again, like I said, on the couch, even reading books, you know, you can take this, angle it up, put your book on it, and then instead of sitting in bed or sitting on the couch looking at your book like this, it's up here, which is great for your kids that are having to read all this material. It props it up so they have a great line. So if you're seeing there's a through line, a theme here, that looking down is just gonna kill your neck, it's gonna wreck it, it's gonna cause a lot of back pain and problems, it's gonna cause forward head, which you're seeing on lots of kids. You know, there's this weird thing where kids are starting to grow horns out of the back of the head, seriously, where it's starting to calcify in the back of their heads from them looking down so much at tablets, games, and all these kinds of things. Kind of creepy, but it's real. And so we want to prevent that, and that's why we're going to use all these little tools. So I'll throw some of these up so you can see them, because there are a couple different ones that I like that I've used, and they're just fun and they're really easy, and you can grab them on Amazon. So those are the things. Now let's talk one real quick thing about a standing desk. A standing desk is great, but it can also cause problems. It can cause problems in the patella tendons of the knees, the quads, because you're standing so long, the tension then causes some irritations to the knees and legs and problems like that. Just like anything, it's still a repetitive stress that I do it for many hours. So changing it up, sitting for some time, standing for some time would be great, would be really good for your kids too. Or hey, if you are, I don't mean to call you kids, I guess I'm getting old. But if you're in high school, you still need to do this stuff too. I mean, I have a 16-year-old right now that has a wrecked back, has already had surgery on it because of doing some of this crazy stuff while trying to work and do schoolwork from home. So it happens to all of us, and if you make these changes now, you're gonna save your back, you're gonna save your body, you're gonna save your posture later, because doing this now is gonna make you look like a 90-year-old lady, but you're only gonna be like 32. So don't let that happen. Fix these things now. Also, if you're gonna have a standing desk, it's really good to be standing on some kind of pad, some kind of soft pad that actually can reduce injuries to the lower back and to the knees, feet, and ankle. They have a bunch of them. Again, I'll put it down in the description so you can see these little pads that you can pick up too if you're wanting to do this transfer between sitting and standing desks. Okay, let's go back to the chair, because there's a couple things that I kind of missed that I want to go over with the chair too. And it all deals with your legs and how you are sitting. So if you're sitting in a chair that is so high up, yeah, scoot back, show them. Let's get them in the view. Let's get them legs in the view. All right, if you're sitting, actually you can pull way back here. Let's do that. Let's go all right here. If you're sitting in a chair, and well, let's go first to if your legs don't touch the floor. If your legs don't touch the floor because your seat's up too high, that's going to cut off pressure to the back of the leg. So you don't have space here. The pressure here will put tension into the hamstring muscles. It can also cut off blood flow to your feet and ankles, causing edema or swelling in your feet and ankles. In addition to that, the tension in the hamstring, which is the muscle in the back of the leg, will cause it to kind of recoil and seize up, and that will cause pressure on the sciatic nerve. So then you can have sciatica. Also, if that hamstring tenses up in the back of your legs, it'll pull on your lower back and cause lower back pain. So you could actually be having lower back pain and have no idea that it's coming from the fact that your legs are dangling off the end of the chair for hours on end. But it happens, and it even happened to one of my clients last week who's a writer. So it happens all the time. So what do you do about it? You just get some books. Throw some books on the ground, here like this, or a box, anything you got, so that when their feet are there, she now has some room here. The pressure is off. This will also allow for this 90-degree angle that you want to then have the proper angle for the lower back, and this is part of the sitting ergonomics. Another big thing with the legs, and this is one of the biggest things I can ever tell you, is crossing your legs. So if she crosses her leg, yeah, she crosses her leg like this, it's real bad. Yeah, anytime you cross your leg, there's a couple things that happen here. When she crosses, let's just cross this leg over just that way. Now the pressure isn't on the ground with this leg too to hold her hip. So the hip actually drops slightly on this side. When it does that, it opens up the disc in her spine on that side. With time, it will slowly swell. That then puts pressure on the nerve and you get sciatica. Another thing it does, it stretches out all these muscles in the hip. Prolonged stretches. She sits like this for 3-4 hours a day, day after day after day. All these muscles stretch out, they become loose. They don't stabilize her hips. When that hip stability is lost, then eventually it'll SI joint, your hip bones will slide out of place, causing all kinds of pain and sciatica, and can even lead to lower back or disc herniations. So let me tell you, I can't stress this enough. That's crossing your legs. Although you won't feel it instantly, it takes months, sometimes maybe even years before it really causes some serious pain, depending on how much you do it. But it is one of the leading causes of lower back pain, hip pain, sciatica, and lower back herniations. Now, if you cross the same leg all the time, that's where it really becomes a repetitive stress. If you keep switching them up frequently, that's not as bad. But now that I've gotten into your head and told you all about this, you're gonna start looking at the way you sit, and you may be like, oh man, I'm like sitting with my right leg all the time crossed. And that's what's really causing your problems. It also causes knee pain, as one of my 16-year-old clients is finding out right now, if you cross your leg, especially this kind. So cross the leg, the big cross, that one. This guy really wreaks havoc not only on that hip, but the knee too. And if you put both legs up to the side, that crazy like double leg over there, just forget about it. That's throwing the back into all kinds of sadness and pain, and your ankles into pain. Even sitting with one leg crossed under, this is my favorite. This is what I do all the time, and it totally screws me up. Not only does it screw up my back, it screws up my ankle, and it causes all kinds of pain because it makes it all loosey-goosey, and then I end up twisting it. And then this guy really, really messes with you. Because one of the things this does, but it's the tension here forces that back into a rounded position. You cannot sit like this and have a nice lordotic curve. It's just impossible unless you're sitting on like a riser or something like that. So any of these crossing patterns of your legs are gonna cause problems. So do your best not to do any of those crosses. Have that lumbar support in there, and have a box to put your feet on or something like that. Or, your little brother. Whatever you want to put your feet on to help you out and stabilize your body, use that. So you got all these ergonomics tips. You now know this. Let's just show you a little brief thing. If you do, or if you're looking for an ergonomic chair to help you out, let me tell you the things you want to be looking for. So go ahead, Lori, come on off here. Grab that chair. Throw it over. All right, so if you're getting an ergonomic chair, now this thing, although looks stylish and very high tech, was right above $100 on Amazon. I looked for the cheapest chair I could find that had everything I wanted in it. And here are the things you want. You want armrests that can adjust up and down. As I was telling you before, to be able to work and type, you want to be able to rest these elbows. Now, if we're looking at pure ergonomics, this wouldn't really work as well because this is not high enough. And it may cause her to have an angle here. Any angle like this, whether it be this way, that way, in or out, can cause carpal tunnel situations if you are typing a bunch. So I would want something that lifted a little higher than this. Now, what we can do though is, of course, just lift your chair up, sit up for a little bit, and we can make sure this chair goes up. Now we're good. So now we can lower this a little bit, lower that a little bit. Now look at that, pure straight line. But what's the problem? Her legs are dangling. Throw that footstool back under. What I'm saying is, if you have these basic properties that you pay attention to, you can make this work for any size height table, even a regular desk. You just got to make sure these are in place. And if you lift this up, you got to support the legs. If you're down lower, you may have to have a lower like table tray or something like that to work on so this all stays straight. Now this chair happens to go in. These guys go back and forth, which is kind of cool if you're wanting to like pull up really close to the table. and you still have the support there, but it's not a must. These also rotate in and out, which is kind of nice just to help with the angle on your arm. But even if it was straight, she's still going to get plenty of support on her arm. This does have a lumbar support in it, and the lumbar support only works if you're sitting back against it. If you're not all the way back against it where it's actually pushing into your lower back and supporting your spine, then it's not going to help you. It's not going to help your back pain. So that's something that's really important. Now, if you don't have enough, put a little pillow back there, put a little cushion back there, give it a little more in there. Now, I also have a headrest. Now, I love headrests because not because that I want to just relaxing back, and this one happens to be a little too far back, but it gives me the tactile feel. Now with this, I have an extra little bolster that goes in. It's actually a lumbar support that I put here. It's like a little pillow. But why I like it here is because then I can feel if my neck is touching it. And I know if my neck's not touching it, then I have forward head position, and I'm going to have neck pain later. So I need to make sure that it's like that. So it's good. It also helps to offset weight, but you may want one that pushes out more to support you, and maybe even a lumbar support that pushes out more to support you more properly. And those things then help the weight offset. The shoulder rests help relieve all this neck tension and all that, because your arms can rest and they're not up here from all the stress of your teacher making you do a test and your internet keeps cutting out. So you need to prevent that as much as possible. We have enough problems. And that's it. You don't need a mesh bottom, mesh bottom meaning the bottom's down here. On the cheaper chairs, I will tell you the mesh tends to sag too much, and then you get that big old pressure in the back of the hamstrings. That's why I just got a good old-fashioned cushion instead of, they try and put the meshes so it looks cool like the Aeron chairs that are like $800, but you're only paying $100, and it just doesn't work. It's just not the right mesh, so I would stay away from that. One other thing is I got a chair that has a very short, like I think it's 19.5 dimension. I'm not like, a big guy down here, so you kind of want it, the smaller you are, you want a smaller dimension of the width of the chair so that your arms aren't way out here while you're typing. They are closer and it fits more like to your body type. So look for that when you're going to these chairs. Again, this chair no longer exists, but there are 2 or 3 that are just like an even better, because they do have an adjustable lumbar and a better neck support, and I'm going to put those down in the description so you can pick them up on Amazon too. So there you have it. All of this stuff is covered. Now we do have an extra video on sitting on a chair and working on the couch, because I know a lot of you are doing that. So here's the link to check that out. It's also going to be down in the description. And again, I have another video on sitting in bed and how to do that properly without killing yourself. But if you really want to tackle all this and you really want to get out of pain, you're also going to need some exercises. Because, just like an athlete doesn't go out on the football field without training first. And this is a form of athletics in a sense, to be able to sit for this long and work from home. So doing exercises is a really important thing. We have a bunch of exercises on our YouTube channel that we have a playlist I'll put down below. But the Office Effect Handbook that we also have what's called the 10-minute relief program, which is just a shortened version of the book that just has the exercises for you. If that's all you want, we got that for you. You can knock those out in under 10 minutes, and it'll give you the strength and stability to prevent aches and pains and poor posture. Got it? So that is everything. I thank you for sticking through the whole video, because I know there's a lot of information that I was throwing out at you. But, Lori's been getting on me because we're all in kind of this together in a real sense, that there's none of us that aren't struggling in some way, shape, or form with this, and we just wanted to get some information out to try and help as much as we can. So please leave some comments, like it if you like it. That would help us out a lot, but let us know if there's more stuff you need to know. We're going to try and go live and get you more information out as soon as possible too. So from Craig and Lori, you guys have a great one. Stay safe out there. Hey guys, if you like this video and want to see more like it, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Also, click that bell. Then you'll get notifications the next time we put out a video. If you like us, click on the like button. You can also leave us questions and comments below. We love it. And see you next time.